Check. 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 Check.
Cash.
Check.
Cash.
Check into cash.
Cash.
Check into
Cash.
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 Listen to
Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Cash.
Don't be an ass.
Cash. 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 Credit. Well, that's like what I'm saying. There was a lot of different stuff happening in this episode, but yet nothing came out of really anything that happened.
Yeah, it's setting you up for the season finale. Because this was 7. There's 10 episodes usually. There you go.
See, and that's
3 more episodes.
here again. It's gonna piss me off because
Because then you're going to have to wait a whole fucking year.
right. And here again, we talked about this before, where you pretty much have to go through right before it starts again and watch the whole previous season to get caught up and to remember everything that happened
Yeah.
before it starts. But yet, then you
But
got to
see-
wait a fucking year before it comes back on.
For me, that's half the fun.
No, for me, it just pisses me
Well,
off.
I mean, waiting isn't half the fun, but like it makes this when it comes back on so much more exciting.
it does. But
And
see,
rewatching the seasons, having a real reason to rewatch them and not just doing it for pleasure, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Is it adds to it, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I know what you said before about it takes time to make.
It gives
It's like
the shit
it's like
value.
watching a movie every single week, and that shit takes time to make. But I would almost, well, I don't really know how to put it, but other than to just say, I would almost prefer to be like told, okay, we're gonna show you a bunch of shit for the next couple weeks that's not gonna make any sense, or it's not gonna go anywhere, but just to fill time, and it's gonna take us a couple weeks to get this one really good episode to you, and then boom, here it is.
Yeah.
And rather than, why wait a fucking year? Because it might not be exactly a year, but it's like 10 months.
I mean, art takes time, you know what I mean? And a lot of people, that's
Art takes time, but you know what? There's a lot of people out there that need work, and I'm sure there's I'll bet you half of that crew, including the actors, because they still, during the season, or between episodes, they still have some time off. So it's not like they're just working constantly working. They've got fucking time off.
no.
And what I'm saying
they
is,
try to do things like as efficiently as possible too to save money.
well, and
Because
that's
they'll go somewhere and they'll film everything that they could possibly need to there that time, so they don't have to go back. Because all those flights to these exotic fucking places, putting all these people up in hotels, and they're not staying at fucking rinky-dink places and shit.
yeah, I'm sure.
Giving them per diem just to live on while they're there and shit. Plus, they're getting paid,
yeah. Well,
a certain amount and contractually and shit. Like, there's a lot involved there, man. And in order for it to be as good as it is every time, it takes time, man. And I understand.
And
I understand. It sucks.
yeah,
But,
it
I
sucks.
understand. I'd rather have it that way and it be as good as it is than not have it that way and it be fucking mediocre and shitty and be canceled the first season.
Well, I think everybody's getting paid well enough that if you're okay, and
Yeah,
actually
okay.
we talked about this before too, where there's different crews filming in different places all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're all in one spot filming,
No.
and then the crew packs up and they go to another spot and film, and then they pack up and go to another spot and film. They're filming constantly in different places.
Yeah.
Fucking work.
They are, man. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
but what the fuck are
they-
they doing for 10 months out of the year when they go on this hiatus or break? What the fuck are they doing?
they're making the show, dude. Like, think about it. You said they have a crew over here, they have a crew over there, they have a crew over there. That's how they're doing it efficiently enough to get it out in a fucking year. Like, that's like the budget of a movie times however many. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All those crews, that's just up in the price, up in the time, up in the amount of people they need. Like, it's just a complicated thing, man, that requires a lot of time, a lot of money.
I understand it's a complicated thing.
Like, don't get pissed off.
My panties are already in a bunch because you
good.
mentioned season finale, so it's on now.
Hey,
but
you
what
got
I'm
3
saying
more
is,
episodes, man.
But what I'm saying, right? And those 3 episodes have already been filmed, and these fuckers are already on break. I mean, Jon Snow's singing to the
there's
chick.
reshoots and dubbing and all that stuff too. I watch bonus features.
Yeah,
man.
Digital
grading.
Okay, and I understand that.
Special effects.
But okay, shut up so I can make my fucking point. You don't need 10 fucking months off every year. You don't. You don't.
I'd like that.
Okay, if you were making, how much fucking money do you think these people are making? Jon Snow, for example, how much do you think he makes for a season?
I don't fucking know. You could probably look it up, but you don't have to. But like I'm saying, think about it though. Do you want them to work 12 months out of the year when you're paying him however fucking much he is getting paid? To work for as long as he is? Like, he would be asking for way more money if he was doing it 12 months out of the year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just doing it fucking like 10 months out of the year. They'd be shelling out a shit ton of money. Mad dough. This is an Angry Jared episode, ladies and gentlemen, over Game of Thrones. The work ethic of Game of Thrones. We'll be right back after these messages on how much Jon Snow makes, a.k.a.
Well, I'm not Jon
Kit
Snow.
Harington.
I know his real name, so that was just the first one that
Kit
came to
Harington,
mind.
I think is his name, right?
But let's see. How do you fucking read that?
Okay.
Is that
Here we go.
millions?
Annually, in U.S. dollars, he makes $2.1 million. Yes.
So basically for a season, he's making just over $2 million.
Monthly, he makes $175,000. Weekly, he makes $40,384.
384.
And daily, he makes $5,753.
Okay.
In a day, that motherfucker makes more money than I make.
And that's
in a
all.
month.
And they're showing all the main
Way
characters. That's what all the main characters are making. If you look, all the numbers are the same. So my point is, you're making $5,000, almost $6,000 a day to film a fucking show. Okay, 13 episodes. 13 fucking episodes. You're making $2.1 million.
It's not even $13, dude, or 13 episodes. It's 10. They make 10 episodes a season. That's why there's only 3 episodes left.
You're just making my fucking point.
I know.
$2.1 million.
I'm not saying they don't get paid way fucking more than they probably deserve. I've said that forever.
Well, okay,
I've said
I'm not.
Adam Sandler makes $30 million to work 6 months out of the year making a movie. You know what I mean?
My
That's
point
ridiculous.
is $5,753 a day to film this show. You could pay me a third of that, and I will work all goddamn year, and I will make sure you have an episode every fucking week for that year. And I will not take time off. I will work every fucking day, whatever hours you want me to work. I'll clean up after the goddamn horses on that show for that third of what they're making.
I'm not sure if that's.
So why do you need 10 fucking months off
payment.
when you're making $2 million fucking dollars a year?
Well, Game of Thrones personnel, if you are anybody, I guess.
I will clean up after your fucking horses all season, and then take 10 months off.
There you have it. If you're watching or listening, give the man a job. I guess that'll be the end of the Game of Thrones.
That's fucking crazy. I didn't even expect to see that they were making that much fucking money.
That is a lot of money. But I mean, I'm not that surprised. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Well, I guess the point I'm trying to make, in trying to find this, is how many months are they actually working for that $2.1 million? per season. How many months are they actually working if they're taking?
No, like I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
like,
if they're
annually, how much of that time annually are they actually working for that amount of money?
Right, because there is a season every single year, but if they're off for, we'll say even, we won't even say 10 months, even though we know that it's like almost a year, we'll say 8 months that they're off, which means they're only working 9, 10, 11 for 4 months.
No, I understand.
For 4 months.
Like you're trying to basically relate it to an hourly wage for you.
Well, I'm trying to relate it to why can't these fuckers work more throughout the year so that we're not waiting so long for the next season. And I understand what you're saying about it taking time to, you know, I there's script writing, there's acting, there's, you know, the filming, there's the editing at the end, then there's putting it out on TV. I don't know if that's all the steps, but whatever, that's just the way it is in my brain. That's what it takes to put it on.
Yeah.
But how long or how much time every year are these people actually putting into this show?
I got you.
To make that much fucking money. And
no.
I'm not saying that they don't deserve that much money because it's a great show, but I hate that they're making that much money. They're working probably less than half a year to make that much money. And in the meantime, we're all sitting here going, we need the next season. We need the next season. Fuck, we've got 8 more months to wait for the next season. What the fuck are they doing? Why are they not?
You're frustrated with the wait.
You know?
Yeah.
Whereas before, and I understand it takes time to put one of these productions together, but whereas it was before, you're watching the first episode on TV while they're filming like the 6th episode. You see what I'm saying? Everything just seemed to work a lot faster before. Because if you remember back to seasons, it was like 3 months off and then your show started again.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the summertime, basically.
At the same time, dude, TV today is nothing compared to TV then.
Right. Well, I'll give you that, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, TV's not like it used to be at all.
Right.
It's like watching mini movies. Like, I mean, it takes how long to make a fucking movie of the caliber of like a blockbuster? And that's what if these were movies, standalone movies, they would be raking in billions of dollars like all the other movies probably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, here's the thing.
It takes that long to make a movie like that, and they're making a movie like that every 10 times in 1 year.
Right.
Like,
well,
if you think about it, they're actually doing that quite quickly. Because how fucking long does it take to make a movie like that? We're waiting. They can shell out one Avengers movie a year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're doing that 10 times in 1 year.
Well, to go back to something you said, I was trying to let you finish, but they are making that kind of money with these shows
off those 10 episodes.
Because if you look, like what we just saw, there's how many main characters? Like main characters, like 6 or 7.
Probably at this point, main characters.
And each one of them are making $2 million
like 5
per season. They're making $2 million per season. So you know that this show is bringing in boatloads of fucking money, just like these big production movies you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
but $2 million a season ain't shit compared to, $2 billion.
Okay, here's my solution then. Hire a different filming crew. Hear me out. Hire a different filming crew and
change everything so that the show sucks and it's nothing like it used to be.
Nope, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Just so you can save money and do it faster.
Hire another filming crew. I'm kind of going the way of The Walking Dead with what I'm going here.
I just want to say, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, give them a fucking break.
They've got a break. They take a 10-month fucking break every year.
They don't, though. Like, all this shit you're saying is just shit you think. Like, you don't have any evidence to back that up. Where did you get that they have 10 months off? a year.
You said there's like 10 months in between seasons.
No, I said there's like a year in between seasons.
Okay.
You just went.
And
weird.
I'm being a little less.
That's between seasons.
Yeah.
Not them filming
Yeah.
and working on the show. I'm talking about from the first episode of the season to the first episode of the next season.
What are they
The
doing in
show.
that time?
They're making the show.
Okay, so
I'm talking about the show airing, not them filming. I'm talking about the show being on TV.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go with what you're saying. Season finale.
Okay.
Season's over. How much time before they start filming the next season?
I don't know. What I'm saying
That's
is
what I'm getting at, though.
okay. When I said a year, for some reason you took 10 months out of that. You said 10 months because the show airs for like 2 months.
Right.
I'm saying
2.5.
There's a
months.
year
10 episodes. 2.5.
from when the show goes off and when the show comes back on TV.
Right.
Not there's a year between them filming the show and then them filming the show. No, that's fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm saying. Like, where are you getting this 10 fucking months that they're off? They're not.
Right. Well, they are.
You think they're getting paid $2 million
I'm saying
for 2 months of work?
Yes, I'm saying somebody is not fucking working. I'm not.
No.
I'm saying
So that whole rant you were
season-
going on was by completely based on a misunderstanding.
Well, maybe a little, but I still feel like I have a valid point here because we'll say 9.5 months because 10 episodes.
They're not.
One
They're not even off for that.
Okay. Shush. 10 episodes would be 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2.5 months leaves you another 9.5 months in the year that there's no show on television.
Airing. Yeah.
Okay, so hold on.
I'm waiting.
In that 9.5 months, we'll say let's just for example's sake, we're gonna say that the last episode is filmed, the last episode is aired, and boom, the season's over. When do they start filming the next season?
So you think they're filming the show while it's airing?
No. I think the show has already been filmed and then it airs. Okay? I know they take breaks. I know that there's a hiatus and these people get breaks because they go off and do other movies or other shit.
Yeah.
So,
They're not needed all the time.
what's the time frame between when that season finale is filmed? Maybe not aired. We're going to go with filmed. When it's filmed, it's wrapped. They say, we're done. Everyone pack up your trailers and go home for a little while. We'll meet back here at the rendezvous point at this time to film the season premiere.
So you're saying when are they done with all of production from one season and start production on the next season?
Right.
Okay. That's the question you're asking?
That's the question I'm asking.
I don't have an answer for you.
Okay. Do you have a guess?
I don't know. Probably maybe 2 months off.
Okay. So
Is what I would say.
So they have 2 months off. They can start filming in 2 more months. Okay.
But
What are we doing for the
I'm
others?
not saying they could start filming in 2 months. Like, see, this is you're underestimating how fucking complicated this is. You have writers who have to write the episodes. All right. At this point, they don't even have fucking books to base them on. So the writers, there's probably no work on the show for 2 months aside from what people might be planning or prepping for when they start
Or
working.
writing. You think maybe
Whatever,
writing?
whatever they do before they start pre-production, before filming. All right.
Okay.
The writers probably write for a few weeks, hope at least a few weeks, I would hope, or else they'd be writing shit.
Yeah.
Maybe even a couple months. While other people are doing concept art and figuring out what shit's going to look like and blah, 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 where they're going to do this, planning of where locations are, getting permissions and permits to do all kinds of stuff. Like, that's months of preparation right there.
Okay.
Then, once they just have shit ready to start filming, just planned and ready, they probably film for 6 months. Probably 4 to 6 months, probably. I would think. in different locations, different actors. People have contractual obligations to do this movie, or they have to do that shit. Why are you laughing? This is what it's like.
Because you're basically filling in the blanks of what I'm trying to get at, and then I have something that I feel like is going to shut all of it down.
Okay, let me continue that.
I'm going to.
Let's let that unfold. All right, they're filming. People are doing things. It takes a few months just to do that. After that, that's probably what. At the very least, 6 months right there, maybe even 8 months of the year right there already done with just pre-production and principal photography, which is what they call actually filming in the show. Once that's wrapped up and they've shot everything they need to, they start post-production. Post-production is where they do special effects, they edit, they tweak the colors and stuff, they put things in there.
Real quick, let me jump in for just a second. Do you think that during post-production, do you think that's when they take their breaks? When they start editing things together and getting it ready to go on TV?
I'm sure, dude. People have fucking rights. That's why writer strikes happen. That's why all kinds of stuff happen. Mm-hmm. They have to have time off. Like, do you want to fucking work every fucking day of the year?
No, but I will work every day for 4 or 5 months if that means that I'm getting the rest of the time off. Okay. So they're getting plenty of time off.
But do you have a family that you want to spend time with?
Absolutely.
You have things you probably want to do. You have responsibilities you have to take care of.
Yep.
People die throughout the year. Fucking all kinds of stuff. Weddings happen. Shit you want to do.
Yep. And there's also days that certain characters aren't filming anyway.
If you think about regular time off just for civil rights basis, I guess. Just rights, basic human rights people have when it comes to like they can only work 80 hours every 2 weeks. Like, well, still don't know why you're smiling.
Because you're making my point, and I'm going to shut it all down in just a second.
Okay,
when you're done.
Let me continue then. Post-production, they do fucking everything. That's probably 10 months right there it takes them to just make the show. And these are all different groups of fucking people. Mm-hmm. Now, you're talking about like actors getting paid $2 million of work and shit.
That was just my own curiosity. I don't care how much they're getting paid.
Then shut me down. Sir.
That was just my own curiosity. How much they're getting paid is just my own curiosity and wanting to know.
Oh no, you're talking about why does it take them so long to put the show? Why do you have to wait so long to see the show
exactly
the following season?
Right.
Go ahead.
So, with all that said, and you saying that people need time off, people need this, civil rights, blah blah blah. This is where I was going with why for the next season are those permits and those scouting locations and those writers, and the writers don't sit down and write an episode and then they film it, and then sit down and write an episode and then they film it, and then sit down. They write out the whole fucking season and say this is where we're going to go with it, and then they make changes.
Do you know? How do you know this?
Because I've seen enough movies and I've seen enough shit on television showing how movies.
No, I understand. No, I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying, like, okay.
So I understand the process of how everything's made, but just like when you're watching one of these big budget movies and then at the end you see something that you go, okay, that's leading into the next one. Okay, so it's the same with TV shows. They do their little cliffhangers on TV shows at the end of the season, and then that's how the next season starts. So they already know where the next season's going to start and how it's going to go, what they want it to do. So during this season, why are they not scouting those locations? Why are they not getting their permits to film in these locations? Why are they not getting everything ready so that way, rather than take all that time off and get all that shit handled before the next season starts to film, they're ready to go. They can take a couple 2 or 3 months off and then production can start. And then instead of waiting almost a year for the next season, we're only waiting 6 months. And these people get 2-3 months off of work because at this point, the season has been filmed. Okay, it's all been written by episode 6. They already know where 7, 8, 9, and 10 is going to go. So those writers have time off. The production crew, it's not the same production crew for the entire show everywhere that they're at. There's different crews, like you said, filming in different areas. So everybody has time off throughout the season anyway there.
Yeah.
The actors themselves, there's times where they're not even filming during filming. You know what I mean? There's other shit going on. So these actors might have a day off during the week when they're filming anyway, because
Yeah, of course, because that's
they're
something
not
people need.
Yeah, and because it might take a full day to film one scene.
Okay.
So they have time off there. And then season finale. By that point, they're all off. Nobody's working. Okay? Nobody's fucking working
Not necessarily.
Except for the crews that what I'm getting at is the crews that should be scouting those locations already and getting their permits. So that way they've got 3 or 4 months off, and then instead of waiting a year for the next season, things are already being done, and the first 5 episodes have already been filmed, and then they can film the next 5 episodes while we're watching the first 5.
But like everything you're saying right here is all based on how you think it's done. You don't actually know that's what they're doing. Like that's what I'm saying. I think you're underestimating just how complicated this shit is and just how time consuming it can be. Shit doesn't always work out as planned. People cancel on them. People aren't fucking so great and they have to go somewhere else.
People get sick.
Not only that, but while the show's airing, they're still finishing up other episodes.
Right.
Sometimes the audio didn't come out right. Sometimes the fucking video, the film was out of focus. They have to reshoot the whole fucking thing. Like, it's on such a grand scale, dude, that, like, the writers aren't off once they fucking figure out the first draft of a script. Like, I can't tell you how many documentaries I've watched on Blu-rays where there's, I think they call them, I can't remember what they call them, sides, I think. They get tiny little fucking scripts of just rewrites every fucking day.
Yeah.
Sometimes multiple times a day because the writers are still fucking working.
Mm-hmm.
Shit's happening all the day. They do reshoots just because something didn't turn out right or they changed the script or something. Like, these people are working.
And a lot of those people that are changing where a scene didn't work out right or the backdrop wasn't perfect, people are sitting there going, doing it this way. They're not getting those actors all the time. Sometimes they are, but they're not all the time getting those actors and all those extras in that same location doing everything exactly the same. They do it sometimes, but they do it right there when they're filming it, and that's why they get different takes of things so that they can go back on their computers and edit shit that way. And you're right. The writers aren't off for half of the season that it's airing or whatever, but they're not there the entire time. They write their shit.
No, I understand.
And it gets filmed.
But it's not just like it. Just because the writers aren't working doesn't mean that like the show isn't. It's a whole fucking business and an industry. Like once the fucking this piece is made of a machine, it goes to the next stage. Once that part of the machine is attached, you know what I mean? Like it's a machine that leads somewhere. Like it's just like the show.
It's kind of like a production line.
It's a production.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's schedules. Sometimes things can't be done at this point. Sometimes things can't be done at like. I really think like you're just really underestimating how much goes into this shit.
And maybe I am.
You really are.
And
it's
maybe
not
I am,
like it used to be. TV shows were if you were a TV actor, you were fucking laughed at. You know what I mean? Back in the day. Like, it was silly. It was poor production value. It sucked. And they shelled it out constantly. TV shows used to be on fucking 30 episodes a year. You know what I mean? 20-some. I mean, why do you think Bonanza lasted so fucking long and shit? Like,
because they didn't take a year off in between seasons, and people didn't lose interest.
Because the production value fucking sucked, dude. They were on backlot, reusing the same shit all the time. Like,
and I agree with that.
But you're just really what it comes down to. You're just underestimating how much goes into it. Well, I'm sure some dilly dallying goes around sometimes, but like,
I am going to research this more and see what I can find out for the next episode, because I really feel like there's just
put out
way too much
features and shit. You can look all this up on YouTube, I'm sure.
Probably.
Wikipedia. If you just came prepared, you probably could have you probably just reading it, you might talk yourself out of some of the things you're saying. You know
Nope.
what I mean?
Nope.
All right.
I'm more stubborn than that. But I feel like there's just way too much time off in between seasons. And I guess what it's coming down to is things can be done a lot more efficiently and to take care of fans like me that don't want to wait that fucking long for another season.
Okay.
And I really think upper management needs to fucking do something about this.
All right.
That is what really grinds my gears.
I guess
So, anyway, what else you got?
I think that's it, because that you went on for quite a long time about that, and I feel like
it bothers me. I'm sorry.
I know.
If you have any insight, leave it in the comments, and I can Google it and see
Please
what I can
do.
find out.
Put this man in his fucking place.
Because just help me out here if you have any insight.
But
Fuck.
until next time, I am Mark. This is Jay, ladies and gentlemen.
That boobs.